Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another PR ratings video. So today we're going to discuss trends, in particular trends on AEW racing. Now, trends are things that happen from time to time. It's basically what a trend is. It kind of something will come up and change what is normally expected as far as prices or winning is concerned. So basically there was a trend a while back where first favourites were winning more often than not, and it took the market a while to kind of catch up with that, and then gradually everything went back to normal, and prices went down and everything else. So these trends tend to happen. Now I just recently been watching another one which is basically based on second favourites. So the key here is second favourites on BSP rank. Now you'll see here that the average strike rate for a second favourite is just over 20% or nearly 21% on second favourites on AW over a few years. So not particularly brilliant, but not bad. And of course you won't make any profit because people you can't bet blindly. Well, normally you can't. If we go to PR ratings and say put in the last 9 months and then select AW only and then update, we can have a look at that and see what it is actually happening kind of now. In fact, we need to add one more thing to that because we're going to look at second favourites only. So we come down to BSP rank and use second. We'll just update that again, and we're going to just look at second favourites. So let's just go down. Sorry, my machine's a little slow today. It happens. Now, as we can see, there's actually a trend of them making profit over the last few months, if you could say that it started back on the 4th, but probably with those two losers, you would say it probably started around the 8th month of last year, and it's actually carried on into January. So if we have a look at that, what we said before, that the average strike rate is 20%, we can see that there's been a trend in upwards of, well, apart from that month where it was dead on 20%, but there's been a trend of the strike rate being a little bit higher. Now what is interesting is that the actual price of 4.92 is lower, so that extra few points strike rate is increasing enough to increase the profit. So in effect the strike rate is increasing the profit, as we said. So let's have a look at actually what's happening in the BSP trend, because this is always interesting as well. So we've got the same thing here of the profit and everything over the last few months. In fact, it goes back a bit further, the last 10 months. And if we come down, we've got that strike rate and we've got 83 points profit. And we can see that the strike rate has been kind of moving upwards. And you can see that the price has been moving downwards gradually as well to try and compensate for that losers, but the market still hasn't compensated enough. And so, especially with this strike rate, so presumably they may well do that before the end of the month. The point here is to look out for trends happening like this. So what we can see is that the strike rate did go down for a few months, and then it kind of went back up, and it's almost like the market or the stats are kind of trying to level themselves up, but this one here at 26.37 means that it's even higher. Now the other one thing that you might want to take into account when looking at these things is BSP Commission, because now you can get BSP Commission at only 2%. So if we look at this profit, in fact what we'd do is, instead of doing that, we'd take it that we're only going to deal with what the 1, 2, 3, 4, the last 6 months of results. So we change that so we can see really where the profits come from. So that's a trend for 6 months, by the way, not like a trend for 1 month or 2 months or something like that. It's an actual trend, and you often find AW has trends like that. So you can see that the main upward curve was there, and then it kind of went down slightly, and it's up a bit again this month. So if we look at that 87 points profit, and if we go to the advanced staking sheet, results sheet, and change that to 2% commission, then that 87 turns into 123, and only one losing month. So it just goes to show how much that 2% extra, 3% extra commission can help by changing. If you go into Betfair and go to promotions, you'll see that they're now giving you a choice of when to take the commission. But it's always handy to look out for trends, and in PR ratings, of course, you can do that easy by just literally taking months or one type of race in the BSP rank and seeing, you know, where there is profit. And I'll show you that again, but in a on the first rank, and we're just going to go back a few more months. Let's just try 11. So you can see back here there was a trend upwards. I don't think there has been since then. It doesn't look like it. But that's the end of a trend that also happened in, I think it was late 2018 to 2019. So you can kind of see that these trends happen and they're worth looking out for. And they normally happen when things slightly change. So you can see here that the strike rate has started to drop for 2 months. And then came back, and it took the market another 2 months to catch up. Well, the strike rate went back up again from the normal strike rate of 33%. It dropped down to 22% for 2 months, and then went back up. And I think probably if you see the trending, if we have a look, you probably see where the market kind of adjusts itself from one to the other, and it's, you know, it went back up again. So, you know, it's worth watching out for trends because they can sometimes be profitable. You can never tell how long they are going to be profitable for, so they're not the easiest things to follow, but worth looking out, especially when you get the kind of profit that we saw with the second ranked runner. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe to the channel if you did, and thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.